Hey guys, it's time to do the podcast, and that's what we're doing.
Oh.
It's currently 10:25 on a Sunday. I wish it was Saturday, because every day I just wish it was Saturday. Because Sunday, I have that dread about Monday.
Hello there, Tim. How are you? You're having a dread about Monday.
I always have dread about Monday.
You don't like Mondays?
Yeah, I don't. It's not that I. When I'm doing Monday's fine. But when Monday's tomorrow, it's not okay. You know what I mean?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it's just,
both days are not okay, but the worst day for me is always Monday.
I like my job all right. My job's fine.
Oh, I see.
Class is all right. Class is fine. But trying to go to it, hard. That's hard. Mm-hmm. So on Sunday, I'm like, oh no, I got to go to that.
God. Hi guys, my name is Garmin, and that's Cyfunkle. We're the darlings. Now rock.
Stop it.
Tim. Yeah, so no, Mondays. So I've started, like, before I was working 2 jobs. Now I'm just working the one. I've finally switched. I'm no longer Electric Man.
No longer Electric Man.
No longer Electric Man.
Exciting.
We've gotten things figured out, so I can just go right on to Game Boy.
Yeah.
Advance. ST.
You're advancing to the Game Boy.
That's a gamer joke.
I don't know about that.
But before, like, I understood why people hated fucking Mondays.
Yeah.
I understood it. I understood it to a T, where I was like, oh man. I mean, Sunday, I used to be like, oh, I dread Monday. Monday starts kind of like you were saying, and then Monday's like a thing, and you're like, all right, well, I'm here. That was not what it was like at Electric. I was like, oh my fucking God. I have to do this for 5 fucking days. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
And now at this job, I'm excited to go to work, to be honest.
That's really good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
So far. We'll see. But pay sucks. But hey, man.
Hey, man.
It's nice to be excited to go to work and learn something at work. Hi.
Hello.
Mr. Tim.
So was
Was up. Well, what do you want to know about? I know you did something interesting this week. You want to talk about that, or is it a good morning? Good morning. Good morning.
Jump. 2,000 people get up.
Ooh. Tim. Good morning. Wow. Do you think people heard that this was a morning episode and then immediately shut it off?
I would.
Morning episodes? It's only an hour earlier than we usually do it, but it's on a Sunday.
Well, so here's the thing that I did. I went to a visitation for a dead person.
Oh, that's the one you want to talk about?
Yeah. That's the one I want to talk about.
You did something way more exciting. I mean, if you feel whatever helps you feel better, you know, I'm not saying that not. I'm saying I wasn't expecting you to want to talk about that. This is only funny months later.
I don't know.
Notice that?
I don't know if it will be that either.
No, I promise. All right.
Yeah, so I went to a visitation, and
You can't talk about a visitation like that.
The reason I brought up the visitation is because I think it's really a weird coincidence. I went to Chicago last year. And I went to Chicago last year, and I went to a concert in Chicago.
So you keep.
I went to a concert in Chicago last year, and that's when my grandpa died. And this year, I went to a concert in Chicago,
and that's
when my great aunt died.
Your aunt and grandpa.
And I'm like, if I go to a concert in Chicago every October, is it just gonna slowly take out all of my mom's family?
Next one's gonna kill me, and I'm not even there.
Yeah, could be.
It could be. I don't know.
Visitations are weird. Because like I don't know.
I've truly been blessed to have not had to go to one in a second. So
the ones I've generally been to are for people that are really old. Mm-hmm. So they're not that sad of a visitation. You know, like for a young person,
or old people.
Well, you know, it's like, well, they had to die eventually.
You can
they weren't going to make it a whole lot longer.
You can justify, or you can find peace a little bit easier.
Right. Yeah,
more than
and like this was obviously
sad.
Still very sad.
Yes,
but it's not like when a 20-year-old dies and then you're like, oh fuck.
You can find peace in yourself with it more.
Yeah.
More than it is sad. Because I feel like that's better.
But I feel like it should be more somber than it ever is with my mom's family. My mom's family's all the time just like, I don't know. They're like, oh, how's it going? What you doing? How's your life right now? Let me make a joke or something. And I'm like,
do I make
this
a
is
joke?
awkward. I don't know what to say to you now. And I'm always just uncomfortable.
That's why visitations are the worst.
I never know the right things to say to the people. It also sucks because I don't know my mom's family that well, so I can never remember exactly how all of them are related to the person that died.
That's a big family problem.
It's really awkward. So that was awkward. But then the next day, I was like, I'm not going to the funeral. I'm going to go to a concert. So that's what I did. I went to a concert in Chicago, and it's for the Deer Hunter, which is like my fucking favorite artist group boys. And man, they still are.
I'm glad to hear that.
2 openers. They played for like maybe 45 minutes, an hour total, and then the Deer Hunter played for like another couple hours. Probably it was a good time. My legs hurt a lot because I sit at work now. So
okay.
I don't stand a lot. And then I stood for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, this, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Forgot about moving around. It's also different when you are just standing in one spot.
Right. On concrete.
On
It's like,
concrete. Absolutely. That's a way different. If you're up and you're walking around and you're like, you know what I mean? That still doesn't prepare you for just standing in one spot
Right.
the whole time.
I kind of wished that we had upgraded. I liked that we were close, so it's a toss up. But I kind of wished that we had upgraded to the VIP seats so that we'd have like a table, because this was in the House of Blues. So
Where's that?
it's in Chicago.
Good to know.
There are houses of blues all over the place.
Oh,
Houses
okay.
of Blues, House of Blueses,
House Eye of Blue Eye.
Howie. But like the House of Blues has like a part of it that's just a restaurant, but there's still a stage at the front. But it's like it's set up as a restaurant. There's no like place for like an audience that aren't at tables.
Oh, okay.
But then upstairs in this one, at least, I'm sure it depends on where you're at, but upstairs in this one, there is a stage, and there are balconies and some tables in the back, and then a large like pit floor area where people are standing, and that was where we were.
Pit.
Which was, I mean, it was really good, and we were really close, and that was nice. So I can't complain too much.
No.
But yeah, I started to get distracted by how much my legs hurt.
Was it a small venue, or was it like a big turnout? Or?
It was not. I would say, so headliners.
Yeah.
I would say that it was actually like, it's hard to tell because of the way the balconies are. I couldn't really see up there, so I don't know how much space was up there or how many people were up there. But it felt like it was a little bit smaller than headliners, so not big, but it was like packed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
those are always the scariest ones. Is when it's a smaller venue. It's like, okay, well, if you're even a little bit well known and do this often, I want to be near an exit.
Yeah. And I really liked both of the openers, which is not usually the case for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I usually go and I'm like, yeah, they were fine. But this time I was like, oh shit, these guys are good. And then I immediately like added stuff to my
that's best case
Spotify.
scenario.
I was like, this is good shit.
It's best case scenario.
And so that was awesome. I was really excited about that. And then the Deer Hunter came out, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is what I'm here for. And they were really good, and they had a good like banter with each other on stage, and then like also like talking to the audience. They were very funny, which is always nice when you don't know anything. Like I haven't seen them interviewed. I haven't seen them. I've never watched anything where they're just being them. I've only seen them playing music.
Yeah.
So, obviously there's no way to know. They might be assholes. They might be terrible people, but they seem nice, and that's always nice.
That's always nice.
Yeah. They were, like I said, they were really funny. And there was what was the thing I was going to say? Well, one thing that they did that I liked was they didn't do an encore, and they told you halfway through the show, they were like, "Hey guys, about this time every show we like to tell everybody there will be no encore. We feel like encores are awkward because."
Fair enough.
They just feel awkward to us. It's like, why are we leaving and then waiting for you to be like, play more songs, because we know you will, and then we'll come out and play them.
Yeah.
And we will. So why don't we're just going to play all the songs that we prepared for you.
Some
and then we're going to leave.
Some bands like to make you think that you don't know that they will.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Cake.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm all right with that. That works for me. And like, I was glad that they said, because they said, and then when they left, I was like, yep, they're gone. And now I can go. and it was nice. I don't know. Like,
It's nice that they told you that.
I don't care that other groups don't do that. I'm fine with groups that do encores. I don't have a problem with them, but it was just nice that they were upfront about it. Like, hey, here's what we do. Here's how we feel about it. There you go.
Yeah, I'm glad they don't just. I'm glad. So that means, because they said that means that every time that a band leaves the stage, there is an encore unless they say something.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the impression that I get.
I feel better about that then.
Yeah. But I'm sure there are groups that'll be like not, and then don't, and then won't.
You're
Yeah.
an awful band then. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just, you're a bad band. I understand that you're like, I don't want to have to tell, but that's not what people know now.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm sorry that they did that. I also think it's weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. There was one part in the show where they were like, hey, we're going to play some stuff that's... this tour that they're doing right now is about a 10-year anniversary for one of their albums. So it's about that album, so they're pretty much just playing stuff from that album. Mm-hmm. But they were like, hey, we're going to play some stuff that's not from that album right now. Is that all right with you guys? And then, of course, the crowd's like, yeah, that's great. And then one of them was like, yeah, we're not going to play our music anymore. And then... he started playing Don't Stop Me Now.
Really?
And like they were all like, what's going on? And then they started joining in, and then he couldn't remember the words to it, so he sang the first bit of it, and then the crowd sang the rest while they were playing it, and it was just a really fun, cool experience.
That's really cool.
And then like they got to the end of like the first verse, and then they were like, all right, and they all stopped like at exactly the same time. They were like, all right, and then they started playing one of their songs. They're like, this is good. This is a fun concert.
It's a good bit.
So it was a good time. I had a good time.
Well, I'm glad, Tim. We're gonna write that one down on the wall.
Tim had a good time.
How mad would you be if
you wrote on my wall?
Yeah, I took a Sharpie and wrote on the wall.
I don't know. I feel like I would just be confused. Like I might be like annoyed. But I feel like first I would be just confused.
Where did you get a Sharpie?
What happened? What just happened?
I don't come that prepared with my bits.
Driving to Chicago was fine. Good. We luckily didn't hit a whole lot of traffic. Not too bad. And then driving home from Chicago was also fine. Of course, there was no traffic because it was late at night.
Yeah, what time did you get back?
I got back at 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
And that's what I was going to say was it reminded me of when I drove through the night from Texas, and that was terrible. That was a lot worse because
Texas.
Honestly, the first 5 hours of the drive back from Texas, which is approximately how long the Chicago drive was for us, 5 hours. The first 5 hours were honestly fine because me and Joey were just like joking around and having a good time, and then we both got really tired, and then the rest of it was a nightmare. But on this drive back, I went with Tyrese, who is one of Riley's friends.
Yeah.
And Tyrese was super tired, and he was like, bro, I'm sorry, do you mind if I sleep? And I was like, it's all right, you can sleep. And then I regretted saying that he could, because as soon as he went to sleep, it was so much harder to not be tired. Mm-hmm. So, but I put on some music that I knew really well so that I could sing along to all of it, and then I was fine. 'Cause I had told myself that if I started to feel my eyes get droopy, pulling over. We're not doing it.
Getting out of the car, and I'm gonna fight the air.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But we made it fine. It was no big deal. I never got to where I was like having droopy eyes or anything, so it was no big deal.
There you go.
But it was like I got back at 5 a.m. and I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah, like
I'd already taken off work Thursday and Friday, so it's not like I had to go in. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, what do I do now? This is weird that I'm home and awake at 5 a.m.
You had a weird schedule.
Yeah.
Did you sleep all day Friday or something? So
what I ended up doing, I wasn't tired when I got home.
You always think you're not.
Because it was like, yeah, because it's like, man, I had forced myself so hard to be awake for the drive that I couldn't go to sleep immediately. So I laid in bed for a little bit and I was like, well, I'm not going to just lay here. I'm tired of that. So I turned on Spider-Man. I have Spider-Man again. Spider-Man Dose.
Oh, the game.
Yeah. So I've been playing that all week.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm really sad.
It's really good. But so I played video games for like 2 hours. Like it was probably actually like 3 hours. I think it was 8 o'clock. And then I was like, okay, I'm tired now. Like 3 hours. And I was like, okay, I'm tired now. So I slept for 2 hours, got up at 10. Not because I didn't set an alarm. I didn't do anything. I was planning to just sleep until I had to get up. But you know, I slept for 2 hours and then my body was like, you're awake now. And I'm like, but I feel like you're forgetting something, body. And then I was awake until like 7 p.m. and then I got a little tired and then I fell asleep for a half an hour and then I went to bed at my normal time. Like I got up at 7:30 and then went to bed at like midnight.
I promise, if I can help it, I will never do that again.
Yeah.
I will never do that life again. Where you're staying up till like that, you basically pull an all-nighter and then like you're like, well, I gotta be awake the next day. My body can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Every time it gets to around 9 o'clock and I'm like, I think I'm gonna sleep for the rest of the day, and then my week is ruined.
Yeah. I've pulled a few all-nighters. Most of them were for fun when I was young.
When you were young, yeah.
And that was fine because I didn't have like responsibilities and shit. Not like I do now. But I've pulled a few in college to finish projects for things, which was the only reason I was willing to pull an all-nighter to finish. Like, oh God, this assignment's due tomorrow, and I don't want to fail this class. And those have all been just absolute nightmares, terrible, just awful times. So, I don't want to. But I mean, for this, I enjoyed this concert so much. The driving experience home was actually not that bad. So given this situation again, I would do it the same way, honestly. So, I mean, given the time and it was Chicago. I've been to Chicago a couple times now. I didn't have any specific ideas of things I would want to do there that I haven't already done. So, maybe if I'd looked into it, but I was too lazy to care.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and the guy I went with, we were both like, nah, I don't really feel like getting a hotel. So we'll just go home. But given a situation where I'm in a place and I know like, oh, I want to do stuff there because I haven't been there or whatever, I think it would have been better to get a hotel and like hang out and spend some time the next day.
Oh yeah.
But didn't do that. Not going to do that. Oh, and actually I didn't go to bed at my normal time. I haven't been to bed at my normal time in a while because, a while, 3 days.
What's your normal time?
Midnight, which is too late to be getting up at 6:30 for me, but I do it anyway. Oops. But I forgot. Tia got home the following night, that Friday, because she was in Arizona for a work thing, and so I went and picked her up at the airport. So I fell asleep for half an hour at 7. So I woke up at 7:30, and then I was like, I don't know exactly when she's getting back. I know it's going to be like probably around midnight, but I was like afraid to fall back asleep because I didn't want to miss it. So I set an alarm, but then I never actually went back to sleep. And I just like worked on stuff until I heard that she was back. Then I went and got her, and then we talked forever, which I wasn't tired. But like she was telling me about her trip, and that was fun, and I was telling her about the concert, and that was fun, and then I like look over and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like, oh well, oops. And then last night we went to a wedding reception.
Good morning.
Which was...
You went to a wedding reception?
Yeah.
You didn't go to the wedding?
They didn't have a wedding yesterday.
They just had a reception.
Yeah. They did like I'm guessing parents were probably there, but they did like just a quick like, we're gonna go ahead and get married kind of deal. A couple months ago. This was this was the original plan today. They were going to do the wedding and the reception yesterday, but they I guess I don't know exactly what the circumstances were. But they were just like, let's just go ahead and get married, and we'll just still have the reception. So we went to the reception, and oh man, food was fucking good. They had
I love a wedding reception food times.
They had roast beef and some chicken
from Arby's.
I had a bunch of Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
Well, no, not the roast beef sandwiches. They bought the roast beef sandwiches and then threw away the buns.
Oh, God.
No. Weird mashed potatoes. Like, good, so tasty mashed potatoes, but the weirdest texture I've ever tasted for mashed potatoes.
Too chunky.
It was like thick. Like thicker than mashed potatoes are supposed to be.
Interesting.
It was almost like dough or batter.
I bet they put flour in it.
But dude, it was so good. It was so good. That. But
I'm a chunky mashed potato guy, and I like chunks. I like some chunkies.
I do too, man. I know that's like they didn't do it right or whatever. They didn't do it long enough, depending on who you ask.
I don't know.
I've never made it. I like a chunky mashed potato.
I need it to be chunked up.
I like and you gotta for the holidays you gotta get the like a lot of like sour cream and like
top cream. You got that garlic in there. You gotta put a baby doll eyeball in there.
A baby doll eyeball.
Baby doll ball in it.
Put a baby's doll ball.
Put a baddie's dong brong.
So my dad, forget about him. So Tia went to a party after that, which I was invited to, but it was all of like, there's a lot of Tia's like volleyball people. So I don't know them very well, and I'm less and less social. The longer time goes on, I'm less and less social. So she was like, "No, it's okay. You don't like have to go. I'm gonna go, but you don't have to." And I was like, I'm glad that you said that because I really don't want to.
Sometimes people say that and they still want you to go.
Yeah. So she wasn't like that, which I appreciated.
You gotta be. Sometimes it's time to be careful when you can hear that.
But she was going to drink. But she was going to drink, and so I went and picked her up after she was done at the party. But this place is like a half an hour away from here. So she texted me at 12:30, I think. And then it was really funny because I think that her phone, well, she might have left her phone inside by accident. But I think what really happened is that she had her phone with her, but it goes on Do Not Disturb at midnight. So she didn't realize that I had texted her. Because I was like, hey, I don't remember the address. Can you send me the address? And then she didn't say anything, and then so I called her, and she didn't pick up, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to pick you up. I'm scared. So I put in, I knew it was off of, I think it was off of Westport Road. So I put in like a random address off of Westport Road and then started going.
That's a long road though.
Well, I know, but I was just having faith that once I got there, I would see things that I recognized, or that she would text me. And then by the time I was on the highway, I had gotten a message from her. So once I got off the highway and was at a light, I just put in the address, and it was fine. But I was like, oh fuck, I'm scared. So I didn't leave right away because I was kind of waiting to hear back from her. So I ended up leaving at like 5 till 1. So we got back at it was almost 2 a.m. when we got back because it took a while to say goodbye to everybody and everything. And so yeah, I didn't go to bed until like 3 again last night. And now here I am. I was planning to be up at 9 so that I would be nice and prepared to do the podcast at 10. Got up at 10.
Sam.
How's it going with you?
Tim.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Tim. I wish... So, Spider-Man 2 is only on PS5.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's a fucking shame.
Yeah.
It's not a shame.
I mean, it makes
PS5's been out for a while now.
After having played it, I totally get why. Because it's doing shit that you just can't do with a PS4. You just can't.
Look at the price of PS5.
It's extremely cool, some of the stuff. So, you know how when you'll be crawling on the side of a building, you're crawling over windows?
We can't even fucking
Too
look at
expensive.
That shit. Who has that kind of money? Not me.
Dad.
My dad has that kind of money.
No.
Hey, Dad, I know I'm 23 years old. Can you buy me a PS5?
Daddy.
You said you were climbing on a building?
Oh, right. You know how when you're climbing on a building, you're climbing over windows? There are people in there now.
God damn it.
Which is fucking cool. I don't know. It's just the city's bigger, and basically what they've done is, at least my understanding from hearing people talk about it, is that the whole city is pretty much constantly active, which is why you can't run it on a PS4. Mm-hmm. But it means that fast travel, instantaneous. Like, you will tell it to fast travel, and then you just are there. There's no gap at all.
No loading or anything?
Loading.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
And it's just shit like that.
I don't even want to hear anything else, because I will get a PS5 eventually just to play that game, I promise.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'd get a PS5.
Right. It's why I bought the one I bought.
And because I have faith that eventually Elder Scrolls 6 will come out.
One day.
I know that Microsoft bought Bethesda or whatever parent company owns Bethesda or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that that's Microsoft now, and that's why Starfield,
yeah.
Starcraft's another game. Starfield is exclusively on Xbox, and that fucking makes me sick to my goddamn stomach.
Makes me sad inside.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people?
And it's Sony's fault.
Yeah.
It's Sony's fucking fault, because they're like, we're going to have exclusives so people like us, so that they have to buy our system. And then Microsoft's like,
I guess we'll do that too.
I guess we have to do that to be competitive with you.
I don't know who did it first.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I don't know who did it first.
Actually,
but Sony has done it to a much further extent than Xbox ever Microsoft ever did.
Microsoft had Halo,
and I feel comfortable blaming Sony.
Yeah,
because Sony kind of are assholes. I feel
know
like
the PS1 came out before the Xbox. The Xbox came out like around the time the PS2 did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it was like PlayStation was already a thing.
Yeah, and
so I guess Xbox probably just didn't have the rights to a lot of the PlayStation's games that they had or something. Yeah. They didn't want to make them for Xbox, so that's probably why those became Sony exclusive.
I bet you're right.
It's because they just were like, no, you can't have the rights to those games.
Well, I think they should both just stop it.
Yeah,
wouldn't that be nice?
I think that Elder Scrolls 6 will be on all. It's just too big of a game.
See, I agree with that. I feel like you're limiting yourself a lot by
yeah. That you would want some of the profits from that, even if you have to share it with other. It's like you probably want.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know. But honestly, I thought Starfield was going to be a big game like that too, and I've heard good things about it, and I really want to fucking play it. And it's so upsetting that I can't, because it's like, bro, it's a new, because Bethesda, all they fucking do is just Fallout and Skyrim all the time. They're like, you know what? We're going to do a space game. It's like the same thing.
Here's a space game.
But it's space. And it's like,
which is like,
give it to me right now.
Everything that I want from a video game.
Yeah, man. Ugh. I don't even know what the game's about. I haven't looked at anything because Sucks. Sucks to be poor. Also, I just don't have time to play video games anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've got like games, so many games that I want to play, but playing them is a time commitment.
And I'm not a big gamer guy as much as I think I am.
I have
As much as other people are.
I have a serious issue as far as
Gamers.
obsessing.
Yeah.
I obsess over all the stuff that I do.
I get it.
And so it's always like one thing to the next. Like this week I'm obsessed with this, and so I'll do just that, and that's it. And that's bad.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't have to be bad, but it is bad.
It's annoying
At least
as fuck.
Right now it's bad because I still have homework and classes and shit. So I'm like not doing that, you know? Like when I started watching Doctor Who again, I was initially obsessed, and then I watched the first like 6 seasons in about 3 weeks, and that's a lot for that span of time. Actually, it was probably 2 weeks.
That's you watched 6 What the fuck?
It was 3 weeks. It had to be 3, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
Can you fit it?
I don't know.
That's a lot of.
But
They're all like an hour
14. They're only 14 episodes a season.
Oh,
But still,
for some reason I'm thinking old show, so
Right.
it's longer
yeah. But
seasons.
But that's something that I always do with video games. Is if I get a video game that I actually really enjoy, I just play it too much.
The guys at work were asking me about video games and stuff. They're like, "Oh, what do you like to play?" And every time I'm like, "I don't know anything," and it makes it sound like I've never played a video game a day in my life.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not true. That's not true. I've played video games. You can ask me anything about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ask me anything about some games. I guarantee I've probably started a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
I've started so many games before and have played through parts of them.
Yeah.
That's enough. And every time I'm like trying to explain, I'm like, I just don't beat games all the time. I wish I did and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I mean, sometimes you get, and you like, I get it. You get enjoyment. You can still get enjoyment even just from playing a game. But the way they said it, I was like, oh, I know you guys beat every single game.
Yeah.
And I know
like
you go
You
home.
guys have a list of like 4 games that you didn't beat.
And I know you guys go home and you guys just find a video game and play it. That's what you guys do. I know that's what you do. And it's like, that's lucky.
Yeah. See, it's like I don't want to do that, but God, I want to do that. It's
There's nothing I want to do more than that.
Yeah.
I want to do it. I would. I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
No. My goodness, Tim. Where are we at on this podcast, do you think?
38.
38?
38.
We can go a little bit longer.
We can go a little bit longer.
A little bit bonger. Bomb.
Started playing a game that is called Sifu. It's a combat game, and it is very cool.
Sifu is my favorite Kung Fu Panda character.
It's very cool and very hard. I am not good at it. It's a lot of
combat game?
Yeah. You're just like, it's like hand to hand, like fucking going for it, combat, baby.
What?
Going for it.
Like a fighting game?
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter?
No.
I knew it. Like Yakuza?
So basically, it's all. I haven't played Yakuza. I don't know.
Any of the Yakuza games?
Basically, it's got a set of like different locations, and so you're like working your way through a building, and like there'll be any number of people in the rooms as you're going. So
that sounds like a beat 'em up. That sounds like Yakuza, like a Yakuza game.
Well, that's probably like that.
Yeah.
The twist that's really cool with this game is that when you die, you can come back, but it adds. So the first time it adds to your. It's very confusing. When you die, it adds to your death counter, and your death counter is how many years you age if you bring yourself back.
Well,
so
you can come. So
you come back but older. So you start at 20 years old. If you die once and you bring yourself back, now you're 21, right? If you kill the guy that killed you,
I love that.
If you kill the guy that killed you, your death counter goes back to 0. But
so you turn into 0 years old,
right? No, but like then the next time it only adds another year. Mm-hmm. But if you don't take out the person that got you or do whatever specific thing, it adds to your death counter. So like if you die like 4 times and then you bring yourself back 4 more years.
I love that. That's so weird.
And so you're like aging. Your hair gets long. You start turning gray. Your health goes down when you get old, but your skill goes up. So your attacks are a lot more effective.
Oh,
so it's really interesting.
I want to see. So have you just tried it out and see how old you can get?
You can get pretty old, but it does have a limit to how many times you're allowed to come back. I don't know exactly what the limit is, but you can get really old really fast.
That's
if you're
all
not
I would
good at
do.
the game.
I would just get old.
Yeah.
I just want to see how old he can get,
and
play as old man, kill him.
So it's been a really interesting game. Old man kill him. That's what they should have called it.
Sifu, more like old man kill him.
Yeah. Man, video games are fun.
They are fun, but they're never ending.
They're never there. Never there.
Tim, I've been playing video games though.
What have you been playing?
At work.
Yeah.
I have to do that for work. And by playing video games, I mean not really at all, but
yeah.
I mean kind of.
But you've been like turning them on and looking at them.
I have to turn them on. I have to let games play. It's just much easier. I mean, I could play games.
Yeah.
But it just would take longer because you have to let games play or play a game for like 30 minutes to see, like, to test and see how the console like can handle like if there's anything wrong with, like, I don't know yet
if the console's gonna be like no, I don't want to,
because it can overheat and stuff from gameplay or whatever controls that. It can affect whatever, so you have to test it by having games play. So to make it easier, we have like a bunch of WWE games that we just have like on simulation mode where it's just a bunch of computers fighting and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so, and like we do it we have also like MLB, the show, the baseball game where it's just 2 computers playing a baseball game. And then we have one Madden game. And so that's what I've been doing in terms of playing video games.
You set it up and then it goes.
But it's just because I've been testing PS4s. Like, if we don't have a game like that for any of the other consoles we have, I mean, I have to kind of play it to see.
Yeah, you have to actually play it.
So when I first started my full day on Tuesday, I was playing the original Halo. Or no, it was Halo 2.
Oh, yeah.
On the original Xbox.
That's cool.
So that was cool. There's so much cool shit that's just constantly surrounding me. Yeah. And we went through our employee handbook, and obviously the first thing they're saying, if you steal something, you're fucking fired.
Yeah.
Obviously. And they have to say that because I guarantee they've hired people. They're like, oh, I'll take my chances.
Yeah. Yep.
I make how much money? I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to grab that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Which isn't
not good.
No, don't do that. But I'm not going to do that or anything. But it's like you look around, you go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Just name a console. It's there.
Ginny.
That's a... Never mind, Tim. If you don't want to name a console, just say... We got NESs. Super NESs. We got Sega Genesis. Got Sega Dreamcast.
Sega.
I didn't even get to name them all. Sega Saturn. I
Sega
think that's
Saturn.
one.
I don't know anything about Sega.
Right? I didn't know. Not a lot of people do because you know these days the last one came out in like fucking maybe when the PS2 came out or before. So like that's been a while since a Sega console. I didn't even know what they fucking looked like. I knew some of what the controllers looked like.
Yeah.
But I had never seen the consoles before. I was like, oh, that one. I know that's a Sega. I don't know what one that is.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. And I don't care.
Yeah, it's funny how those have like... Because they had like really good games from what I understand. Like some
I've
really
heard.
good games. But it's funny how those have kind of like disappeared from our culture.
Segas?
Because I know...
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I like haven't seen those around. But like you still see like people with old Nintendo shit and stuff like that. Like not that...
Oh, you don't see people with old Sega stuff? You
Yeah.
mean? I see. Yeah, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Really.
Like not like...
Because they don't... I mean...
Some of the properties from that are still being produced into games and stuff, but it's just like I don't see Sega's chilling.
And there are good games. They're kind of... The good games, though, are from people who just know a lot about video games and know deep cuts and stuff like that. Most of the stuff that's on Sega, like, that's not what... Especially now... Before it was kind of like the Wild West, where it's like I'll play any game, whatever.
Yeah,
you're figuring it all out. Now it's more like we know what games who we want to play, and like we want to play Mario or we want to play fucking I don't know, Metal Gear or whatever. It's whatever it is. And Sonic was basically it for Sega on the Sega.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I truly don't know of anything else. And if you do out there, it's probably a deep cut.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I feel like I've learned a lot about video games. I've played a lot of them and loved them since I was a little boy. And I don't know shit about Segas. Let me look it up, actually. Never mind.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
I tried looking up. Google said, shit, that shit's a secret.
I can't look at that up. It's a secret.
I can't look at that. That's my secret.
I'm not allowed to look at that. It's a secret.
And neither are you, asshole. That's what it said afterwards.
Baby boys.
Baby boys?
Sorry. I didn't say that. I didn't mean to.
It's really a fun work environment, fun job. Fun. I'd love to learn how to fix games. I'm learning how to clean consoles.
Yeah.
Bruh.
What does that mean?
Let me know.
What is this?
Let me know, Tim.
Okay, I'll let
clean
you know.
your consoles.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna clean my consoles?
No, not really. I mean, I'm doing as much as you could.
Okay.
Right now, anyway, because I'm not taking them apart. Now, that's what they'll do. They'll take them apart and know what to touch with what and what not to touch with what, so you can clean it out and stuff. I think. But I just clean like a lot of the surface level stuff.
Gotcha.
Because that shit gets holy fuck dirty. Some people, PS4 specifically, those aren't the worst ones to clean, but for some reason they got the most like burn marks on them. For some, like,
really?
People just, I don't know, and like the dust in there, it's like cigarette shit. I don't know.
Jeez.
I can just tell that it's like people who smoke love PS4s.
That's funny.
And then the Xbox One S or whatever, it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's one of the Xboxes, like one of the, I think it's Xbox One, but it's got a bunch of fucking holes in it.
Yeah.
Like for venting. It's just a bunch of it looks like a fucking colander, that as the shell. And it's like, how the fuck do you get in there and clean that shit? Because you gotta.
Yeah.
Because we're refurbishing them all and we have to send them out to like be bought by people. And people, that's what people buy is used shit.
Yeah.
Because it's the cheapest, right?
Yeah.
And so that has to go to some place, and we're that place, and that place, and it's your consoles get dirty. Someone has to clean it, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit takes some time, and it's gross, but
yeah, I'll bet.
It's not that bad.
It's probably satisfying to see it once it's done.
Yeah, it's real satisfying. They have like a blower
Yeah.
that you use on the vents, and like it's gross, but like it's big poofs of like dirt and dust will just come out and it's
Yeah.
just gone, and it loosens a bunch of it up and it makes it real easy. But
That's cool.
yeah, the rest of it's just fucking toothbrush and alcohol.
I mean, that's my everyday. Toothbrush and alcohol.
That's your everyday.
Yeah, that's what I do every day.
What did you mean by that, though? Go ahead and play piano while you think about what you meant by that. I'm here. Welcome to Chronic Nonsense. This podcast is still going, much to your dismay. Okay. We just changed chords and now I'm gonna sing, and now it has to resolve, but it probably won't because we do funny bits, and that's kind of what we do. I can't even hear myself talk right.
Right?
Can't even hear myself talk, right? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Come. Goodbye.
I'm sorry.
No. Good morning. I haven't heard that one in a bit. I forgot how funny that was. All right. Well, next time you could probably hear more of the phone. No, or not.
Guys, no, you got to listen to the podcast, guys.
You ever tell someone 15 minutes into a podcast that, guys, no, you got to listen to the podcast? I'm getting a phone call on this end. Hey, you're listening to Chronic Nonsense.
Guys, it's been a long day, and I think it's time for this to come to an end.
It's been has
recording
it been,
for 7 hours, 10 years.
we should do a 7-hour podcast.
All right,
Do a 24-hour special.
we can do that.
A 24-hour live cast podcast. And we donate to charity. We're not going to do that. I hate charity.
I don't even know her.
Well, she's none of your business.
Okay. Guys, thanks for listening. It's been a day and a half since
That's not my name.
When you're hearing this, it'll probably have been 20 hours later from now.
If you're listening to this podcast, then you
23 10 hours. And if you want money in your pockets, go ahead and visit our stores.
Oh, and happy Halloween.
Halloween. Today is Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween. The next day is Halloween. It's Halloween. And I'm excited about Halloween.